They told us the summer bookings were up, the reservations looking rad. But now, actions behind the scenes and publicly have us believing the Walt Disney World Resort is a little sad. Why, you might ask? Well, because they're cutting the cost for annual pass holders when it comes to their initial cost of entry. And what that signals to us is, ahead of a summer where Epic Universe exists, Disney World might be on the brink and facing major risks. Hello, come one and all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is wonderful to have you here with us as we get ready to talk about the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and of course, Hollywood Studios. It is looking more and more likely that you can get a pretty darn good deal this summer, and we're waiting to see what other discounts might be peeled back from the House of Mouse. It all comes down to their actions speaking louder than their words. For publicly, Disney has declared that everything is blue skies, sunshine, but, well, when they start cutting prices, and especially for annual pass holders, that's when we start paying attention to perhaps a summer not of love, but of Disney trying to find the people who adore them and will adorn them with attendance real soon. Folks, as we get ready to talk about it, we'll bring on the panel. You click the like button, and here we go. Let's go to thatparkplace.com. Folks, if you're not yet bookmarked to the website, well, you should be. It says Walt Disney World Annual Pass down payment cut in half ahead of Epic Universe opening as execs look to save the summer. There has been much talk about how Disney has seen its summer bookings go up even as Epic Universe gets ready to open. From my vantage point, I don't always pay attention to what companies like the Walt Disney Company say publicly with carefully worded phrases. Instead, I'm more interested in their actions. Now that Disney is cutting the first payment on annual passes in half, we're confident in what the situation must be behind the scenes for Walt Disney World in 2025. Let's dive in. In Florida, the purpose of annual passes largely is to keep Disney mega fans and Florida residents turning through the turnstiles at times of the year when there are fewer guests from across the globe. When Disney has great attendance from the guests they truly want, there's very little effort to drive up annual pass sales. After all, AP people go so often, know the tricks of how to get things cheaper. They spend less on average. You get the idea. They're great during off-peak seasons, but often blocked from even attending the parks during the most coveted days. Though the total cost of an annual pass remains unchanged, the cost of entry is lower. That means Disney's
there's actually a pixie dust pass? Sorry. There's actually a pixie dust pass?
You know what's funny is the pixie dust pass is actually the easy one where you only get in like on the weekdays. So
yeah, it's called the opposite. It's called a cupcake pass for the media. We kid. That means Disney is likely fishing for people who are on the edge and have less economic margin. The amount required in that initial payment is far less now for families of 4 to 6 people. And you can see the cost there. You can see that they've introduced good-to-go days. Folks, I'm here to say that just ahead of summer with Epic Universe getting ready to open, it looks to me like Disney is fishing for more AP holders. And the only reason they ever do that, in my estimation, is because they don't have the attendance they need. They don't have the reservations. Let them say indeed that bookings are up. I'm not buying it, not for a second, because they're making it easier for families, especially larger families, to go. And I don't think that that's because it's fast. I think it's because they have slow moving reservations. I could be wrong. Culture, what say you? Unmutify and let us know.
Okay. So I have to ask you a question. This question comes with a question. Ready? So when are the only times when Disney does anything special with passes and pass holders?
When people aren't buying them.
Right.
Correct.
And so when is it a real disaster and we know they're in trouble? What else do they do with vacations?
Dining plans for free.
Boom! That's the next step. If we see dining plans enter into the chat this summer, they're screwed. I mean, it's going to be bad. And so if you see dining plan offers show up, oh yeah.
You're exactly right, Culture. The end of March is when we're getting some big time news from Disney. Jonas, I want you to tell us about that. But it seems to me that we're in March, and at the time when vacations should be absolutely incredible, reservations should be going crazy. Disney's trying to scramble to get people there. Why would they be doing this in March, Jonas? What is going to happen in March?
Well, I do believe that team member previews, maybe even families of team member previews, are happening over there at Epic, which opens officially on May 22nd. Single day tickets for Epic just went on sale, and I'm hearing rumors that they're already sold out through June, and you can only get tickets in July, single tickets in July at this point. So, people are excited about Epic Universe this summer. And I'm trying to think of
the first time a big major theme park has opened up in the Orlando area
in a quarter of a century.
Yeah.
20 years.
Wow. Yeah.
And first in the social media era as well, which is why when these team members go out there and ride Monsters Unchained and evangelize about it to the degree that, people are super excited about it, and that creates excitement in and of itself. That didn't benefit Universal when Islands of Adventure came out, for example. This is why when you use the historical metrics, it's not always applicable, because this generation here is so much different, and it's the park goers are so much different. It's interesting. I just got off a interview with a multi-decade industry expert for hotels and accommodations and so forth there. I was asking him about international tourists and so forth, and if the international market has rebounded in a big way. And he's like, look, when it comes to the summer, right, bookings are about average. There may be a little uptick, but they're about average. So, and we know that, Canada might not be coming down in order to enjoy their vacations this summer for obvious reasons. The South America market is actually very, very big, very, very robust. They're interested more in shopping, though, than they are in theme parks, which is very, very interesting. Where can you actually get new shopping opportunities? Well, you're going to have a big opportunity to do that in Epic Universe. And we all know about the UK and how they feel about Universal parks as it relates to Disney. Universal will usually do multi-day tickets and so forth, and offers for the UK and for the European visitors in order to get that business as well. My point here is that with bookings only slightly above average, that attendance has to come from somewhere for Epic Universe, because I think they're predicting 10 million in the first year. Where's that going to come from? It's likely going to come from Disney. And so Disney, I think, is leaning into their annual pass holders, because I think they understand that they're going to have some rough times ahead here as people maybe take out Animal Kingdom or take out Hollywood Studios, or maybe even take out Epcot when they are visiting the Universal parks and all they have to offer.
I'm going to suggest...
Hold on just 1 second, Culture. I want to add this to the conversation, because Disney's not publicly saying that. Well, here's what Disney is publicly saying in an interview with I forget which organization it was, but Jeff Vail, VP of Walt Disney World Resort, he's the head of the entire thing. Here's what he had to say in a meeting with a bunch of business leaders in Orlando. Our focus is to remain the number one reason people visit Central Florida. At the same time, you have to respect the big swing that Universal is doing with Epic Universe. That's a huge investment in our community. I think if you see an investment like that, it's going to benefit all of us. I don't sense that this is going to benefit Disney.
That's what they've always said. That's what they've always said.
Yeah. I'm going to say it one more time. This thing is going to give Disney a 30% haircut in market share.
2000.
Yeah, I don't understand why they stick to that. Like that whole, if Universal does well, then we do well. I don't understand why they stick to that with what happened to them with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I mean, that really gave them an awakening. They were like, oh, crap. And honestly, it changed how they do things. I mean, Galaxy's Edge, whether you like it or not, exists the way it does because of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So it did kind of change the game. So I don't understand. I guess maybe just for optics, just publicly saying, oh, no, it's going to help us. We're good. But on the inside, what are they really thinking and what are they doing?
Well,
I think you have some people.
Go ahead, Bash.
I think you have some people within the company who are hubristic, right? They're a little bit like, we got this, we're fine. Not remembering the times when you were looking to get a Potter swatter for those exact reasons. Why? When the gravity of the Orlando area shifted towards Universal's direction in that regard. Also, too, I think they're underestimating. I mean, you might get attendance, a spillover from Universal, but that spending, people are going to spend at the first park that they go to and the one they're most excited about. In that case, it's Epic Universe, which is why they just debuted a whole bunch of merchandise items as well for this specific park.
That is a fantastic point, Vash. This is what Disney needs to understand, or at least the investors need to understand. Up until this point, Magic Kingdom has been without a doubt the premier park in all the world. Epic Universe is going to take that away. And when it takes it away, what happens is people base their Florida trip on a different theme park. That's where the merchandising sales go. And then Magic Kingdom is seen as a secondary. It's a complete dynamic change. It's one that Disney must pay attention to, and investors would be wise to notice that this is going to be a paradigm shift. It is such fun getting to spend time together, folks, but we have come to the end of yet another video. Well, that makes the mainstream scratch their heads, pull their hair out, and wonder, how is it we continue to do what we do? But you know what we do this for? It's for you. To keep bringing all the knowledge of entertainment, explaining what's going on in Hollyweird each and every day. And you can help us continue on that way by clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those algorithms. It's the notification bell. Share this out on your favorite social media platforms, and we would love to have you drop a comment right on down below. Share your thoughts because, well, your thoughts truly do matter, and we mean it. As we get ready to say goodbye, we end with the common refrain. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun.
Want it all, so I give them cannonball. Yeah.
Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio.
Arizona. Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian ice freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be up. 3 days of you and me.
What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.